You do not need animation software, an editing studio, or a single animation skill to make a video like this.
Maya giggled. Pip wagged his tail super fast. One by one, the lanterns drifted onto the waves.
I built a complete animated story almost entirely inside Canva, and AI did most of the work. This video breaks down the full process, so by the end you know exactly how to take one idea and turn it into a finished animated video. So the first step is the script, and it's the one step that decides whether the whole video comes together or not. I'm using Claude here because I just like how it writes, but you can go with any other LLM and get the same result. The first prompt is just to get me a title, so I'll ask it for 10 options for a kid's animated story, each one with a main character and a little animal sidekick. Most of them sound pretty similar, but Maya and the Lantern Tide is the one I personally like the feel of, so that's the one I'm going with. And this works for any kind of video, not just kids' stories. You just change what you ask this first prompt for and the rest stays exactly the same. Then comes the second prompt, and this is the one that actually does the work. I drop my title into the bracket and it writes me the whole story, split into 9 short scenes. And this is also where you get to decide how long the final video ends up. More scenes means a longer video, and fewer scenes keep it short in length. So you just ask for whatever fits your needs. Every scene comes back with a description of what happens, the narration line, an image prompt, and a short motion prompt, so from here on I'm mostly just copying and pasting instead of writing. Those image prompts already include the full look too, the 3D children's style, the bright lighting, the soft shadows, so I never type a single style word myself. It also writes a full description of both characters before the story even starts. And it ends on a small moral, which gives it a feel of real animation cartoons instead of random AI-generated videos. And before I move over to Canva, I always read the whole story through once, because if a scene feels weird or a line doesn't make sense, it's easier to fix it right here in the text, instead of catching it after I've already generated everything. So that's the whole foundation of the video done already. But there's one problem with AI stories like this. Your characters can come out looking completely different from one scene to the next. And it turns out there's a really simple way to stop that from ever happening. So this is where I actually open Canva, and from here most of the work happens inside it. So the link's down in the description if you want to follow along. I go into Canva AI, hit image, and the settings are simple: quality on premium, ratio on 16:9, and style just stays on none. But I'm not making any scenes yet. The first 2 images are just our 2 characters on their own, full body, standing on a plain gray background with nothing else around them. So I grab the description Claude wrote for our little girl, paste it in the prompt box, and let it run. And she comes out looking pretty accurate to the description, clean and on her own on a nice gray background. Then I do the exact same thing for our little puppy. And if either one comes out even slightly off, I'll regenerate it right away, because this single image is what every scene copies from, so one mistake here will affect the whole video. So now both of our characters exist as actual images, and from here on I never have to describe them in words again. So now I actually start building the scenes, and this is where we find out if that reference trick really works or not. I'm still in that same image tab, but this time, before I paste anything, I tap the little plus icon and attach both of my reference images. Because now Canva already knows who the characters are, so the prompt only has to describe the scene around them, where they are, and what they're doing. Then I paste in scene 1's image prompt, leave the settings exactly how they were, and generate. Canva gives you 3 versions, so you always get to pick the one you like, and for this one, the second version looks best to me. Then every scene after this works the exact same way. I attach the same 2 references again, paste in that scene's prompt, and generate. So the references never change, the only thing that changes from scene to scene is the prompt. Then I just go through all 9 scenes the same way. It takes a bit of time, but it's not difficult, it's just repeating the process. And once that's done, I've got all 9 scenes ready. The only catch is, at this point, they're still just images. They haven't been turned into videos yet. So now it's time to actually turn all of these into video. But there's still a couple of things after this that you don't want to get wrong. I stay right where I am in Canva AI and just switch from image over to video. And this part runs on Google's Veo 3 AI model. The way it works is simple. I start a video, attach my scene 1 image as the first frame, and that frame is exactly exactly where the video begins. Then I paste in that scene's motion prompt, the little movement description Claude already wrote, so the only thing I'm telling it is what should move. And you want to keep these motion prompts small, just 1 or 2 sentences about what moves, because the image already locks the whole look. And the more you ask the video to do, the more it can get wrong. For the settings, quality stays on premium, ratio on 16:9, and audio goes off because the narrator comes later and I don't want VO making up its own sounds. And when it finishes, the video starts on my exact image, so nothing about the look changes, the character just starts moving. One thing worth knowing is that your image locks the first frame, but everything that moves after that is up to VO, so if a clip comes out a little strange, just make sure to run it again, as sometimes the second generation is the better one. And now every other scene works the exact same way. I attach that scene's image as the first frame, paste in its motion prompt, and generate. And once all 9 are done, every scene of the story is a real moving video. The only thing missing now is a voice, because right now all of this is still completely silent. So for this part, I head over to ElevenLabs and open up their text-to-speech. And since Claude already wrote every narration line back in step 1, I just copy all 9 of them from that same chat and paste them in together, so the whole narration gets made in one go. For the voice, I'm going with Sarah. She sounds fitting for a children's story like this. You can filter the voices by age, gender, and category, so just pick whatever fits the tone of your story. Here, the default settings work just fine. I generate it, give it a listen.
Tonight is the lantern tide, when glowing lanterns float across the sea like little stars. Ready, Pip? Maya giggled. Pip wagged his tail,
And it sounds right for what we need, so I download it. Now for putting it all together, you can use the Canva editor or CapCut. Whichever you're comfortable with. For this video, I'm staying in Canva. And the one thing you really don't want to do here is mess up the order of the clips. So I rename every video to its scene number the second I download it. The narration track goes down on the timeline first, because the voice is what sets the timing for everything else. Then I drop the 9 clips on top in order and line each one up with its narration line. After that, it's captions, and the auto tool inside Canva does most of the work. I just pick a template and match the font and colors to the video. Simple as that. Then a matching background track and give it one last watch through to catch anything that feels off. Keep in mind to keep that background track's volume a little low. It should sit under the voice and not so loud that the character's voice is barely audible because of it. And on that last watch through, the main thing I'm checking is that the captions actually line up with what's being said, because the auto tool gets a word or two off here and there. Then I hit share and download.
Tonight is the lantern tide, when glowing lanterns float across the sea like little stars. Ready, Pip? Maya giggled. Pip wagged his tail super fast. One by one, the lanterns drifted onto the waves. Maya made a wish and let hers go. Safe travels, little light. Suddenly, Pip stopped. Squeak! Squeak! Behind a rock, they found a tiny baby sea turtle, all alone and lost. Baby turtles follow the brightest light to find the sea, but tonight, lights were everywhere. Wait! Maya gasped. The sea is that way. Don't worry, I've got you, Maya said softly. We'll be his guiding light, right, Pip? Woof! The little turtle followed the lantern's glow until whoosh! The wind blew it out. Oh no, Maya whispered. Now what? Woof, woof! Pip's golden tag was twinkling in the moonlight. Maya lifted him up high, and the little turtle followed the sparkle. Step by step, the brave little turtle reached the waves, and there was his mama. Splash! Bye-bye, little friend. You know what, Pip? Maya smiled. The brightest light tonight wasn't a lantern, it was kindness. Woof! Being kind.
That's how one idea turns into a full animated video, start to finish, almost entirely inside Canva and without a single animation skill. And the reason this whole story stays believable is those 2 character references, because that's what keeps the face from drifting every time the scene changes. But once you start making longer videos, character consistency gets way harder, and that's exactly what I break down in the next video. Click it now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.